G'day, Geoff Lewis here from Seriously Series, and today I thought I'd talk about a big momentous event that we've had happen here at Seriously Series. Now, many of you probably know about this, and this is obviously the world premiere of Road to Ruin, and it was a shame that obviously a lot of you couldn't be there, and obviously we know why, because it was obviously shown in a very remote part of Australia, but more so obviously with the travel restrictions that we have at the moment. Anyway, so what I thought I'd do is give you a bit of a reflection on how it actually went, what was it like, and a heck of a lot more. So if this sounds like something that's of interest to you, you know what to do. As always, stay tuned. Rightio, so I'm just sitting out here on a salt lake, or on the edge of a salt lake. It's a lovely little spot. It's got this odd thing called elevation. You don't have much of it out here in outback WA, in the goldfields, but anyway, enough of that. Just thought, well, I didn't think of it, Damon actually thought of it. We were chatting on the phone the other day and he said, do you mind doing a video, Geoff, on sort of reflecting on how the world premiere of Road to Ruin went? And I said, that's a fantastic idea, Damon. Great stuff. And it is, because it's been very difficult to try and figure out how to launch it. You know, we could do it obviously by online streaming service, but I think the way that we've done this with the film is, I guess, better in some ways. I think it's very important to support the local community and support the local film industry, and that's certainly something that we've been able to do because cinemas are struggling at the moment. But anyway, we launched the film last week. It was last Wednesday. Sorry, gosh, that's bad. Last Wednesday. It's all been a blur. Launched it last Wednesday and it was amazing. I had no idea, and I mean it when I say this, I had no idea how it was going to go. I hoped that it would go very, very well. I hoped that it would be successful, but you know, this is a first time for us here, so anything's possible. So basically, Damon and I, we just did what we always do, and we knuckled down, we gave it our all, we called upon everyone that we could to help out with the event, to get the word out there. You know, bring your family, bring your children, bring whoever, everyone's welcome. Just come along, have a look at it and enjoy it. And I actually printed out a number of flyers and handed them out to a number of businesses here in Kalgoorlie, and that seemed to work very well. The local paper was very supportive and wrote a wonderful article on the film, or about the film I should say, and then Ben from Goldfields Off-Road did a wonderful interview talking about the film, launched it on their Facebook page, made a massive difference. Obviously, many of you probably saw on Facebook that we shared it around pretty much every Land Rover group here in Australia that we could think of, just to try and get awareness out there. So when it came to the night of the premiere, which this is what you all want to know about, you know, the showbiz gossip, they say, Entertainment Tonight or whatever it is, ET. I was pretty nervous. I was actually very nervous. I didn't know, as I said, I didn't know how it was going to go. We've put so much effort into it. And for those of you who've watched our other update videos, you know what we've had to go through to get it done. But so because of that, we really wanted it to be a success. So we had the Series 3 Land Rover, which is behind me here. We had that parked out the front of the cinema with a couple posters of Road to Ruin, which Damon had done up and done a fantastic job as always. We got there at half an hour before the film started, and people were already there waiting. And we had a healthy crowd around the Series 3 having a good old look at it. And I just couldn't get over how many people showed up. The cinema, I was chatting to the manager there, she said that cinema goers or ticket sales have been down for the last few months, and they were actually having to look at closing the cinema on particular days because it just wasn't economically viable to keep it open. But the car park was pretty much full. The cinema itself can hold 117 people. We had 107 people show up. I just couldn't get over it. The film was meant to start at 6:15. It didn't start till 6:30 because people were still buying tickets, popcorn, drinks, all the rest. I was amazed. I was absolutely amazed. I actually had to get Claire, my wife, to actually go in and reserve a couple seats for myself and Jason, because it was just filling up so quickly. And you know, I didn't have time to comprehend and process it, basically. So anyway, 6:30 rocks up. I go in, sit down. We're up the back. I insisted that I wanted to sit up the back because I remember watching an interview of Guy Hamilton, who directed a number of the James Bond films, but probably his most famous was Goldfinger, and he said that's something that he used to do, and I thought that's a very good idea. So I sat up the back, and because I've seen the film that many times, I thought I'll just see what the audience is doing. I'll just do a bit of, people watching or crowd watching. And as I looked around, I noticed everyone was quiet. There was only one couple that was sort of nattering to one another on and off throughout the film. No one had any smartphones out. Everyone was just watching the screen. And I didn't know this until later. I knew I was eating a lot of Claire's popcorn, which I don't usually have popcorn at the cinema, but I was nervously eating it. But I was shaking too, because it had to work. It had to work. And it was probably halfway through the film that I realised that people were following the story. And the story and the script is the most important thing of any film, any video for that matter. You have to have a good story. You can have all the CGI, all the special effects, all the amazing shots in the world, but if the script sucks and the story sucks, then it's not going to work. But they were following the story. I heard, there's lots of highs and lows in the film. When there was a low point, you heard people sigh. When there was a high point, you heard people laugh. And they were there for the ride all throughout the film, and it was amazing. And probably the most touching moment, I would say, happened at the end of the film. It obviously finishes with the last scene, and then the credits start rolling, and everyone started clapping. Pretty much everyone started clapping. We had an applause, and I couldn't help but smile from ear to ear. It was just, it's been a week. I still can't get over it, and I still haven't processed it. Out of the audience, I'd say probably 70 to 80% of people stayed behind. We did a Q&A or question and answer session afterwards. There were some fantastic questions. It went for about half an hour. After that, I'd arranged a bit of a, dinner, after party drink, something like that, at a restaurant across the road. Booked a couple tables, and probably about 20 people came over there. 15-20 people came over afterwards, which was just great, absolutely great. So it was a wonderful evening, a very successful evening, and I'm hoping that this is the start of many things to come here at Seriously Series. You know, we haven't heard back from the organisation as of yet, who we've been working with in regards to the premiere, but we're hoping with this success that this will ensure that there will be other screenings throughout regional Western Australia, particularly in the southwest. We've started already getting the wheels turning in regards to Perth. We're working with a small independent cinema chain there, which I think works really well. We're quite happy working with independent cinemas at this stage, and we're really hoping that can come together pretty quickly, because I know there's a lot of very keen four-wheel drive clubs, obviously four-wheel drive enthusiasts, adventurers and all the rest, who are very keen to see the film in its entirety in Perth, and hopefully that can lead on to other cinemas in other states. So there's still a lot of unknowns, but it's been a real positive pat on the back for Damon and myself, and I think it's going to take us a good few more weeks before it all sort of really sinks in, but I don't think that's a bad thing. It's always important to stay humble. So anyway, thanks for watching, and look, I really just wanted to say once again, I know I say this maybe a lot more than other channels, but we say it a lot more than other channels, but I think it's just really important to say it, and you can't say it enough, and that is thank you. Thank you for your support. We've had people who've been following us for 5 years right from the start, and this Road to Ruin business hasn't been quick. It's taken a lot longer than Damon and I thought. There's been a lot of twists and turns along the way, and it's great to know that we've got a dedicated following and community of people that are there sticking by us and supporting us in any way they can. So thank you very, very much. And look, there's going to be some interesting stuff coming up in 2021, and I'll be sure to keep you posted in regards to screening dates for Road to Ruin, and obviously new projects, because there's a big trip in 2021 coming up, and I'll be sure to give you all the gory details in our next update video. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and as always, if you haven't checked us out on Patreon, please do. If that's not your cup of tea, you can support us on PayPal, and if you're new to the channel, then please click on the subscribe button down below, click on that notification button too, and I hope to see you in our next video.